I do not have the minutes from last month, so we'll skip over the minute approvals. Street sign request, Freddie's not here, he gets them. So now we get to skip right over to review complete streets prioritization.
Nothing to report.
Nothing.
I've been away. We went out to the Brookfields. We looked at a bunch of towns with complete streets projects. You know, I mean, those sidewalk networks is really what they try to work on in a
Yeah.
lot of those centers, and that's certainly what we need to accomplish here. So,
Yeah, maybe we'll have to take a field trip with Tim out to the Brookfields and check it out.
because the highway superintendent in Brookfield said that, I guess he was the one who coordinated the effort there in Brookfield. Maybe the thing we want to do is just simply, if it was Vanessa that did the work for them, just get in touch with Vanessa and say, you know, do you want to talk to us about how you worked with Brookfield? And maybe would you be interested in signing on with us to try to move forward? Because some of that ARPA money's been set aside for highway stuff, right? 150,000 or whatever
I think so, yeah.
Here in Berlin?
yeah. I
Yeah,
think-
for the
I think
engineering
that's
side of the,
selectmen.
yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, if we could steal a little of that for some of the preliminary work, then the reimbursement,
Okay.
the state money ought to be paying for a substantial amount of the effort.
Look at that, Tim. Road engineering, 150,000.
Yeah, 150,000.
Yeah,
So that's, I don't know if Fred's targeted a lot of that. I think some of that's certainly been targeted for some of the work that they've been doing, but, you know, spending the money to leverage it so we can get some of the complete streets money for,
Yeah, you said it's mostly in the center of town, you've done that?
yeah, I mean, it seems like the place to start is finishing off some of those incomplete sidewalk networks that are up there and evaluating some of the ones that we might wanna do in a second and third phase. So I'll see if it was Vanessa that did the work for Brookfield, and then if that's the case, maybe you want me to reach out to them and see if they wanna talk to us?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I think we should take a field trip, take a look at it.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know, see how we can tie the center of town together.
make it safer.
the 19 Carter Summer Concerts, we were talking about that, about pointing people at parking.
Mm.
If there's multiple events, to point them at parking either here, because it'd be evenings,
Yep.
or at the school.
Mm-hmm.
But to get people not to park in the wrong places, but to park in the right places.
Yeah.
But that's where the sidewalk business comes in, because they need to be able to safely walk
From one
from
parking
one to
area
the
to,
other. And
yep.
the blinking signs help on 62. I'm finding that when I cross 62 to a store or the bank or something, I always make eye contact, but generally they stop.
Yeah.
And when I'm at the blinking,
Good.
they stop. It is good. But nonetheless, we need better, especially on the sidewalk piece.
Yeah. Ta-da.
Hey,
Yay, lawn tennis.
it's the Chapter 90 man.
Maybe sign it us after.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to what time the meeting started. I thought we were still in like the 5:30 schedule. Jim came in, he was leaving, he's like, hey, don't you have a meeting to get to? I'm like, yeah, but not yet. He's like, well, you might want to look again. So, fantastic. Yeah.
All right, so that's it for complete streets, traffic and infrastructure plan?
We're gonna be doing some paving soon, if that helps. We were actually supposed to do our overlay projects this coming Monday, Tuesday, but it got pushed off now for about a week and a half because of the rain for this week. Our grinding projects are scheduled for middle of July. That's gonna be the Highland Street and Randall Road project.
Is that the only one you're gonna grind?
Yes, until we put another project together for fiscal year 24.
You doing all of Highland or?
No, so for Highland, it's gonna be coming in from the town line to Randall, and then Randall into just past Hickey Foster's place.
Okay.
Sorry, past what?
Hickey Foster.
Car Road.
Oh, almost,
Yeah,
almost
so-
up Duck Road.
Yeah, so once you go past
Right
Carr
around.
Road, it kind of like,
You go around the corner, it's like a rumble strip, falling apart, and it smooths out again.
yeah, there's a joint just past the, just this side of a drainage pipe that they did years ago, so we're going to that joint.
But you're paving other roads, right?
Yeah, yeah, so the other roads are the overlay ones, which is Brigham Road and the upper portion of Jones up to Crosby. That project is actually being done with the RAP funding we got last year. That has to be used before June 30th of this year.
Is Peach Hill not on this year?
If we can get it on for FY '24, it's gonna be that and Lower Sawyer. Lower Sawyer, we're hoping, speaking with Dean from Mass Brook and Stone, he believes we might be able to just mill it instead of rebuilding it. Because down there, it's more of a lamination project. So hopefully we can get that done. Because these roads here were actually supposed to be done last year, but with Margaret leaving, we didn't have time to get the ISBs put on early, so we're still a year behind. We're gonna be doing some paving in the cemetery.
Well, for paving, we're really about 5 years behind, right?
Oh, at least 5 years
If not 7.
total.
Yeah.
But we're just a year behind now in what we wanted to accomplish. But the cemetery stuff, they wanted to incorporate with our Chapter 90 projects to get a better price for the hot top, which it worked out good, but it wasn't included in the bid, so we have to submit a change order for them to go in and do the cemetery work. But I'm grateful that that clause was taken off, the sunset clause, because now we do have time to get approved. And that's
Right.
gonna be split between North Cemetery and South Cemetery.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead, Tim.
good.
Yeah, the COVID disruption, all that spending
All right, it's been a mess.
must have taken the warrant out, I think here.
Any street sign requests? I know we already went past it.
No, we haven't received any official ones. I was gonna ask if it would be possible to put one up at Linden and Lyman. Yeah, Lyman,
Oh, stop sign?
yeah,
Yeah.
because just within a month, I think there were 2 accidents right there. Both involving, obviously, speeding, not realizing the road turn. One of them just happened to be a resident in town, his son. So it's definitely due. That and maybe even across the street from it on, I believe it's DCR property, Water Resource Management, whatever. Even putting a directional arrow that basically shows, the road goes one way or the other. Because this last time, you could see the skid marks. The kid wasn't even on his right side of the road. He was clearly here. Went right across the street, wiped out a mailbox, and came across the street and get up on the stone wall.
Was he on Lyman?
Yeah, he was on
Coming,
Lyman.
coming into the T?
So.
Will you put stop signs at Linden as well, or just Lyman?
Actually, that's where it would be. It would be where Lyman meets Linden. Because up the street where Lyman and Crosby is a yield on Crosby. So Lyman has the throughway.
Right, so somebody make a motion to approve a stop sign at Lyman and Linden Street?
And it would be perfect because we're coming into paint season. We just picked up the traffic paint today.
So you'll make that motion. Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm not a voting member, I'm just responding.
Yeah, so
Probably
just fill out that
seconds.
thing and I'll send it up with my monthly report. Fill out that form.
We've talked in the past about the no left turn on that stretch in front of the cemetery.
Yes, the one-way.
Yeah, the one-way is fine, but the no left turn, is that necessary still? Is that practical?
I know people do turn left. The tractor trailers, that's where they use to make
I
a
mean,
U-turn.
it's convenient for the tractor trailers that get messed up instead of using Crosby onto South.
They get hung up.
You say, just go up here,
Yeah.
but is that a sign that we could act to remove the no left turn?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, because even for the people that, oh, I messed up, I really didn't wanna go this way.
Right,
They're committed to Soy Hill and turn around somewhere else.
yeah, and so, I mean, I'm happy to make a motion that we remove the no left turn on that small little stretch of one-way in front of the cemetery.
Which road is that on?
So
It's
it's,
off of Pleasant Street. right
So-
down the south side.
So the cemetery's here, and Sawyer Hill comes up.
Yep.
There's a little triangle here, so if you pull in here, there's a sign right here that says no
No
left
left
turn.
turn, yep, okay, I'm
And
familiar
they
now.
put
Yep.
that in, that only got installed when Riverbridge was
Gotcha.
developed. That was never there, and that was actually a two-way
Yeah.
until Riverbridge, then we made it a one-way.
Okay,
But that intersection had more signs in it than I think 495 and 62 did at the time.
now,
Oh, yeah,
does it say, if you come from the other way, does it say do not enter?
It should. But I was just down there the other day, and the signs need to be replaced because they're faded.
So, I mean, if we're dealing with this, it seems like do not enter is appropriate if it's not there, because that's still a good idea. I mean, that still makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because, I mean, the intersect with Pleasant coming at a 90-degree is so much better than trying to come at it
Oh, I agree.
right turning in front of the
Yeah.
cemetery, so.
Yeah.
All right, so the motion was to remove that sign, seconded by Fred. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Okay, unanimous. I had a resident ask me about, there's a lot of signs missing from the Reese Circle.
Yes, we just addressed that today with Jim.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, the majority of them are the ones that show the 3 lanes.
Yeah,
There's 2 of them down there. One I just noticed from coming from the garden the other day that it had broken off. Someone propped it up next to a telephone.
I know the wind took a couple of them down there.
Yeah, the wind was taking the ones in the center island
Yeah.
because they're actually big enough. They should have 2 poles, and
Yeah.
they were installed on one.
Yeah, and I know we've had quite a few mishaps with cars down there that have taken them off, but I was always the impression I was under the state jurisdiction, seeing they installed everything, but I guess the state did it and we maintain it.
Yeah, now it's our game.
All right.
Because I actually just reached out to a garden center to see if they wanted to do an adopt an island program.
Okay.
See if they want to maintain the islands down there for us.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they might be coming back with, hey, can I put my tiny little sign on here showing I'm taking care of it?
Yeah.
So that might be a request in the future, if they choose to take on it. But it'd be easier and cheaper on us.
What do you find? The speed limit there is 15
Hmm.
going around the circle. Is this other circle, the bigger circle, 15 too, or?
I think they all are supposed to be in the
15
same
is
general area, but, you know, for some reason, Reese Circle, we've had several cars launch themselves through the middle of the rotary,
Right.
the circle.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
I don't know,
I've been
without making it ugly and putting out ridiculous amounts of signage,
Mm.
you know, I don't know how else
Well,
to curb that, but,
Well, people should be getting used to the fact that there's these small,
you know, I think most of the time it's people on 290, 495, gas station,
you know,
jump off, not from the
Yep.
area, traveling. So, yeah, we've had a couple OUI accidents there.
mm.
That's a good way to clear out your signs.
oh, they did.
Signs right
Yep.
down the middle. I mean,
Yep.
the whole thing, shrubs, plants, everything, yeah. Yeah.
People even come out of River Road, River Road, coming from Hudson, right across the thing, up into the island.
Mm.
That island,
Yeah,
the big one.
Oh yeah, they wiped out the signs right on
Yeah.
the triangle, and then they jumped on top of the other one.
yeah. They usually blows their tires. That one usually blows their tires.
Well, yeah, that's how we catch them, so their insurance pays for all the repairs.
Because they can't drive away.
Yeah. Usually not from that one.
Right.
That's a real rotary. The other ones are roundabouts.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I see a lot of confused drivers when I go through here.
Yeah,
Also, people staying at the hotel are confused about getting into the roundabout, getting out of the roundabout. It's,
All right, so we covered the signs. I think that's about it. There's no other business that was anticipated by anybody prior to the
You
meeting?
didn't hear anything from District 3 about,
Haven't heard a thing. We've had a huge influx of traffic.
because the folks at Central Mass said, let us know when
Yeah,
they're gonna come and see you.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think they've ramped up their construction much. I don't see a lot of activity out there.
You want me to ask Sujatha if she can give them a little,
Yeah.
because she's part of, the transportation part of Central Mass is in District 3's office.
Yeah, I mean, I'd really be nervous in a couple months when they start,
Right.
when they start laying pavement and, you know, they have more trucks out there. I think right now they're just basically running an excavator and a roller, which is off the highway. But once they start paving and moving traffic over again, because I'm sure they're gonna, I still don't understand that grade they're doing at 290, like, well, one's
Mhm.
8 feet higher than the other, and it's like a up and over. I'm not really sure. Or if that's just a stockpile and they're using it as a ramp, I'm not sure what they're doing, but.
Well, you're right, doing the station sooner rather than later, so
Yeah.
if she can light a fire and just say,
Yeah,
Berlin's interested in chatting, and you said you would. so,
yeah. Yeah, I'd just like to know the anticipation of where they're gonna really ramp up construction and, you know, because right now we can see, quite a bit of traffic on Sundays and, you know, some weekdays we see traffic too. You can always tell when you go down 62, it's 2 in the afternoon and there's a line of 20 cars, make a left on Pleasant Street, you know, something's going on.
I've noticed being on 495 southbound, the northbound, it's a couple weeks ago maybe, it was completely backed up and it was construction related, but I don't know whether they were putting signs out, I don't know what they were
Yeah.
doing. But that was the northbound.
Yeah.
I think our 62 to Pleasant Street is mostly southbound off
Yeah.
495, right?
Yeah. All right, well, I think we're gonna get the quickest meeting.
Just one thing.
Oh,
Have you heard from MassDOT about this, as to when the training is?
I haven't heard about the training. Yeah, yeah, so we got the grant for the school safety
Yeah.
signs.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
So-
actually what's coming.
Yeah, it's what we should have installed 24 years ago, but fortunately, these are all solar.
So there are
and
2 of them?
no electric, yeah, 2 of them. Yeah, they have to be within, what, line of sight, and there's some other things, but we're actually gonna have, school zone signs, flashing school zone signs.
And they're solar?
They're solar and they collect data. And part of the, grant was we need to give the data back to the state.
So data is count and speed?
Count and speed, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
And the state wants the data?
Yep, so be it. It's
And
about
and you can pick that up?
Bluetooth, laptop, transfer it over.
Nice.
Yeah, so, you know, it's over $30,000 worth of equipment.
Great. Good job.
So the only issue we had is that, we have to install them,
Yeah.
so.
You don't have anything to do anything. right?
Well, they have to train us how to install
How
it.
to
Yeah.
install them?
Yeah, they have a webinar coming up. But, you know, so we got all our paperwork in, so they could be shipped, I mean, they could show up tomorrow. The only thing is they have to be installed before the start of the school year in September.
So they go near where the signs are now? The school
It's
signs
actually,
then?
where Eric was saying, these have to be a line of sight, so the one on the Linden Street end will have to move, because it goes up around that corner by Renzoni's property,
Oh, yeah.
so it wouldn't be a line of sight.
Yeah, so we're just gonna move it right around the corner.
Good, great.
That should only take us a week.
Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. The worst is digging a hole.
Digging a hole and letting the concrete set too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Say, Fred, when you do work on Sawyer Hill Road, is that gonna be north of the quarry, that section? Is it-
Yes. Or Lower Sawyer, actually.
That's called lower, or is
Yeah.
lower when you get to Walnut to 62?
Well, yeah, so that's what we call Lower Sawyer from 62 to Bolton, and then Sawyer Hill is just the bump. At least for us, that's
I
how
see,
we
I see,
refer to it.
okay, yeah.
Upper Sawyer, Lower Sawyer.
Yeah,
I like it.
because that's been a,
It's easy.
that's been an area that I ride my bicycle, but it's getting next to impossible to do any speed in that area because,
Well, you shouldn't be
Yeah,
speeding
by
at your
Estabrook.
age anyway. Take it
Stop
easy
it.
here.
when you're downhill, come on, Tim, you can go 25 or
Yeah,
30
you should,
downhill.
no, it's not.
Oh, you go faster than that, before you get wheel wobble.
I like going downhill, Fred.
Yeah?
I prefer it to climbing up the hill.
Nah, just keep looking at the road in front of your tire, it's always
That's
flat.
exactly what I do. It's exactly how I ride it.
Yeah, it's always flat right there.
But I've been losing my good riding roads, you know, either the pavement's bad or Highland.
Yeah.
I don't wanna ride Highland when there's weekdays, I don't wanna ride it.
Maybe you
I don't
should be
even
just
like
driving
driving.
around parking lots over there and, you know, on weekends. maybe.
Yeah, I haven't seen as many
Sometimes I
bikes
just
this year
ride
as
around
we
the
have
center
in
of
the past.
town, Then I'll shoot up a
Well,
lot.
that's because the roads
That's
are.
a more, that's a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see them going by me, I think it's because of Peach Hill.
Greenhouse.
Just don't think they'd like maneuvering at all. There is no maneuvering.
No, no.
I assume that's
Well,
why you don't.
you can
ride
thank the
bike.
two previous superintendents.
Yeah.
you know? That's why we have just over $1 million in chapter 90 money, because no paving been done.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, but $1 million 3 years ago would have paved 10 miles of road.
yeah, exactly.
Now we're looking at 3.
Oh,
Four.
not even. So just the two roads for reclamation and paving is just over 438.
Yeah.
So prices have gone up how much?
Well,
Double?
this year we got quoted for $2.89. Was it $2.89? $2.89 for reclamation and $89 a ton for hot top. Which is, it's actually gone up. I remember when Denny used to get it at like $60 a ton. But that's when you would also get like $110,000 a year from the state.
Yeah, that's true.
This year, we were given 193 and change, which, that's what brought us up over just over $1 million.
Good. You
This
want
is
a motion?
fancy.
I move that we adjourn.
Want me to
I'll
second it?
second it.
No, you can't.
I'm not supposed to do it.
I'll second it.
You can't.
Right, so, meeting adjourned at 4:38 PM.